Well, and Indiana has its fair share of peculiar town names, many named after other places, Milan, Geneva, Brazil, and Peru, just to name a few. As part of our Inquire Indiana series, one curious person asked how Peru got its name and whether there were ever any Peruvians there. Tyler Lake traveled to Peru to find out.
So did Peru get its name because of Peruvians living there? Well, the answer is no. But the town's name is a nod to the South American nation, and its history is rooted in a bitter conflict between two frontiersmen.
So it was just a little spat, between two gentlemen, a little business deal that went kind of south that created the town of Peru, and that's why we're called Peru and not Miami's Port today.
It all started with Joseph Holman, who bought the land from Miami Chief John B. Richardville around 1830.
The first settlement here was called Miami's Port, and it was expected to be a big deal in this part of Indiana along the Wabash River.
Not long after, Holman sold tracts of land to William Rayburn and William Hood just outside of Miami's Port.
Joseph Holman decided to grow it and expand Miami's Port to the west on William Rayburn's property. And this infuriated William Hood. So he immediately contracted an engineer from the Wabash Area Canal and platted a new town.
And that came at a pivotal moment in the area's history.
At the same time as this little feud was brewing, Miami County was being broke off from Cass County, and this new county was going to be developed, and Hood wanted Peru to be the county seat. And to secure that, he promised a public square, he promised to build a brick courthouse, a log jail, and donate $125 for public records.
Adkins says Hood was determined to make Peru the heart of the new county.
He offered free lots to any church that wanted to build in Peru. He offered lots on Broadway as cheap as $50 to any merchant in Miami's Port that wanted to build in Peru.
And it worked. A decade later, the town William Hood built from scratch was the seat of Miami County. But before all that, it needed a name, something Hood didn't seem too concerned about.
When the engineers asked him, hey, what are you going to call your new town? He said, I don't care, just as long as it has a short name. And so a few names were just tossed around, and the name Peru came up. Several years earlier, Peru had gotten its independence from Spain. So the name Peru came up, and he said, that's fine, let's go with it.
And just like that, a new town was founded, and the name of another far-flung locale found its way onto the Indiana map. For Indiana Newsdesk, I'm Tyler Lake.
Now, years later, Peru would be the home of elephants, tigers, clowns, and acrobats when several circuses wintered there, earning it the nickname Circus Capital of the World. They still host the annual Circus City Festival there every July. Well, that's the end of this program, but our work continues online as we cover the news throughout the week at WTIUnews.org. Have a great weekend.